Hey folks, this is Samuel Huber from Samuel Huber on YouTube, Samuel Huber on Facebook, Huber Family Adventures on Instagram, www.samuelhuber.net. I'm here to talk live on Instagram and for YouTube. I'm going to do another episode of Adulting While on the Spectrum. What am I talking about today? Well, folks, what I'm talking to you guys today about is getting stuff done. This is a very general term, but it's going to blanket today's topic overall. One of the huge struggles as being an adult on the spectrum myself, and I've seen in others like me, is our ability as adults to get stuff done without being prompted. Not only that, get done in timely order, in an organized way. Basically, doing what other adults do, holding down a job, taking care of a house, maybe raising some kids, or just daily taking care of yourself. A lot of projects, and I'm guilty of this myself in the past, got two-thirds of the way done, and then I got distracted by another task. And it was a long series of two-thirds of the way through kind of tasks. And I had to learn, and I've learned pretty much since this pandemic started, how to organize myself, which is just taking some lists, writing out everything I have to do, and having the satisfaction of crossing 3 to 4 things off my list every day. And how did I get to the point where my days are organized and I'm able to make so many videos and do so and create so much content for you guys? I had to learn to play to my strengths and weaknesses, and this is the key to how to get stuff done. What are strengths and weaknesses? Strengths are obviously the things you're good at, and weaknesses are the things that you perceive that you're bad at. And often people on the spectrum get caught up in the details of, well, I failed last time, so I won't be able to do it. I shouldn't do it this time. Or they really focus on their weaknesses that people and all the things that people have been telling them. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. You can't speak. You can't wipe your own butt. You can't have a meaningful relationship. You can't do this. You can't. You can't. And this is a really hard thinking pattern to get out of as an adult. I myself, it took me years, not until recently, that I've really seen the other side of the coin, where if I focus on my strengths, make it my, say, main job, and working on my weaknesses as a side project, I often look more to my strengths looking at things that way. I get to, you know, tackle a situation the best way I think of it. For example, I have to write out all these speeches to you because I'm a visual thinker. I can look down and see what I'm trying to talk to you guys about today. And that's playing to a strength of me rather than try remembering it off the top of my head or listening to someone tell me what to say. I created a visual way to get this video done today. And I had a lot of other stuff to do today. Clean up after camping, sorry. Um, Answer some phone calls, do works with some clients. But having a list always on what's next after I cross out something to do always tells me where I need to go next. But working with your weaknesses, that's my strength. But working with my weaknesses can be really hard. And here's some of the key lessons I have learned over the years on how to work on my weaknesses. First, you got to put yourself out there. You got to honestly try to complete a task. You have to um, allow yourself to go into experience and actually experience it rather than try to plan it out and half-ass it. You just go for it and see what you can learn. The next big part is bringing people into your world. What I mean by that is teaching them like how autistic people speak, how they talk, how they feel, more particularly how you feel and how you advocate and how you best communicate. So there's this understanding. So that when it comes time for you to advocate for what you need, I say first try out the thing first. Don't just immediately say I need help, because often then other people are doing your work for you, and you never have that satisfaction of crossing off something off your to-do list. Instead, your boss or mom or dad are crossing off their to-do list, and that doesn't make us feel very good about ourselves because we didn't do it. It may have been easier in the moment, but in the long run, like what have we accomplished ourselves at the end of the day? By trying ourselves, like we gave it a good effort, and then we asked for help. And then be proud of the fact that when I was struggling, I was vulnerable and I asked for help. The other huge thing is patience. Patience is above all else. Like I've seen a lot of people, including myself, think that by certain ages we should accomplish certain things. Certain ages we should be able to speak full sentences, complete grades. What kindergarten through 12. We should be married. We should have kids. We should have this job, this level of paying job by this certain age. And that's not how life works. That's not how the individual works, whether you're on the spectrum or not. The way we work is learning this balance between our strengths and weaknesses, and then finding a place, time, and people where our strengths are valued and actually play a role, and we find often fit into things like a glove. And you know, you get out of your own way is what I'm trying to say. 'Cause if you're just focused on all the times you failed in the past or on the areas you're not strong with, you're not coming up with solutions. You're focusing on the problem. So focus on the solution. Focus on your strengths. Ask how, if I'm a visual learner, how can a visual learner get something done? How does a visual learner get something done? If I'm an auditory learner, if I listen, how can listening get a task done? Or help me better prepare to do a task and do it? It doesn't matter if you're 21, 28, 35, 18, 40. You should try to live your life. From a part of a joke I heard once that in Hawaii they have a saying, "We get there when we get there." That's not a joke, but I love that. When we get there, we get there, and that's how, as someone on the spectrum, I try to look at my life. That to get the job I want, to get the career I want, to get the girl I want, I had to be patient and um, wait for the right opportunities and meet the right people. And I made some amazing professional and personal relationships that way, but being patient with myself that I'll get there when I get there. And I believe anyone out there that's watching this video can get there when they're meant to get there. There should be nothing like you should or I tried. It's about what can you learn from your weaknesses and how can I turn them into strengths. And the other key thing that I've learned is celebrating the small victories while overcoming weakness. The ability to, okay, I completed step 1, 2, and 3 really well, but step 4 and 5 really hard. That's not bad. What can I learn about 3 steps and 5? For me, that's learning guitar. I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to me being a musician. Like I want to play like Jerry Garcia, Trey Anastasio, off the bat. But I have to understand that I have to learn the chords and learn step by step, and also and practice, and um, that's how I'll get to that, and not only that, I'll find my own way of playing guitar, and I'll write the songs the way I want to write, not the way my heroes may have, and I'll find my own way, and that's way more satisfying than trying to mimic Garcia or Trey. They're just influences. The way your parents are influences, why your teachers were influences, you know. But take what you learn from them and learn to play from your own strengths. It's not their story you're writing; it's your story. And when you overcome weaknesses, in the end, all they become is stories, things you overcame, and that's the bottom line. If here, folks, if you want to get something done and then connect with people and get that job, get that girl, get that boy, whatever, it comes from getting stuff done, playing to your strengths. It comes from showing the work. As Temple Grant always likes to paint it, that showing the work. She was terrible at interviews, but she showed her brilliant drawings, and that got her the job. And that's what I'm trying to do by making these videos, and what I'm hoping I can inspire you guys to do is look at all you've overcome, and look at all the things that you're trying to overcome. And once you get there, you'll be one step further in your life. One step at a time, you'll be improving and building your life resume. And your life resume is what you can show to future friends, future dates, whatever. You can show people in a vulnerable way what you've been able to do. And then when it comes to work, same thing. All the work tasks that you're learning, all the skills you learn in those lower jobs that you didn't like, you're building up your skills and you're showing people what you can do. Because when you go into that interview, you're showing your strengths, not your weaknesses. And when they ask you about your weaknesses, talk about the ones you've overcome and how you did that. You're showing the work. And that's how you get stuff done. Show up and play to what you're good at. And you can't go wrong. Your dreams will come true, folks. Just follow through from point A to point B. And if it takes 40 years to reach those 2 points, I believe each one of you can get there. Because I've gotten there. I've got jobs. I have my wife. I have my son. I got there from learning to be patient and going from point A to point B. And now I'm going to point C, which is talking to you folks. That's my journey so far. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. If you have more questions about strengths and weaknesses when it comes to being on the spectrum, message me, email me. Let's keep this conversation going. All right, folks, I'll talk to you later. Bye.